Let's dive into a story that is, well, absolutely chilling. It's about what happens when trust is not just broken, but completely weaponized. This is a look at identity theft taken to its most terrifying conclusion, where the biggest threat you face is sleeping right in the next room. And this quote, this really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? This isn't about some squabble over rent or who does the dishes. We're talking about a true psychological nightmare. The idea of being methodically taken apart piece by piece by the person you share your space with. So every story has a beginning, and this one starts with what seems like a perfect arrangement. Let's meet the two people at the center of all this. Our victim, Ethan, and the man who answers his desperate ad, Liam. First, you've really got to put yourself in Ethan's shoes. He is backed into a corner. He's not just looking for a roommate to split the bills. He's looking for a lifeline. He's lost his job, rent is due, and eviction is looming. That level of desperation, well, it makes you vulnerable. And you can see the stark contrast right here. On one hand, you have Ethan, who's in a total panic. And then in walks Liam. Cool, calm, confident, and completely understanding. He seems like the perfect answer to all of Ethan's prayers. Almost too perfect. For the first couple of weeks, everything is great. It's the honeymoon phase. Liam creates this perfect little bubble of friendship and safety. They're cooking together, watching movies, laughing like they've been friends for years. Ethan finally feels like he can relax, totally unaware that he's being lulled into a very elaborate trap. But of course, that feeling of peace doesn't last. Now we get to the part where things start to get weird. Tiny, unsettling cracks begin to show in Liam's perfect mask, and the real psychological game gets underway. What's so creepy here is how methodical it all is. It starts small, right? Day 7, he walks into Ethan's room without knocking. Annoying, sure, but you could write it off. But then it gets stranger. He's whispering to himself at 3 in the morning. By day 15, it's no longer just crossing a boundary. It's a full-on violation. Ethan finds his own ID in Liam's stuff. And when Ethan finally confronts them about the whispering, this is Liam's explanation. Just practicing conversations. Can you imagine hearing that? The way he says it, so calm and casual, it makes it 1,000 times more disturbing. Practicing what conversations? And for who? From there, the attack moves online. It's a very modern, very terrifying form of gaslighting. Text messages start vanishing from his phone. Contacts get deleted. Suddenly his email password doesn't work. His bank account is locked. Liam is systematically erasing him, cutting him off from everyone he knows, one digital thread at a time. I mean, it really makes you think, doesn't it? At what point do you stop trying to rationalize someone's strange behavior and accept that you're in real danger? Is it the missing ID? The weird whispering? Your bank account being locked? It's just a terrifying thought. Okay, so this is the turning point. Ethan knows something is seriously, deeply wrong. He shifts from being a passive victim to an active investigator. He needs to find proof, which leads us right into the story's horrifying climax. So he starts digging, he talks to the landlord, and gets this absolutely chilling piece of information. Other people who've lived in this exact apartment have just vanished. Poof, no forwarding address, no notice, they were just gone. And the terrifying realization starts to sink in that he might not be the first. So he does the only thing he can think of. He sets up a hidden camera in his room. He has to know what's going on while he's asleep, at his most vulnerable. The next morning, he sits down to watch the footage, and what he sees is worse than anything he could have possibly imagined. There on the screen is Liam. He's standing over Ethan's bed, and not for a few seconds or a minute, for hours, just standing there, watching him, studying him. It's so predatory, it is absolutely bone-chilling. And then it gets so much worse. Liam isn't just watching him, he's practicing. He starts whispering, mimicking Ethan's voice, copying his exact tone, the way he laughs. You see, the point was never to scare Ethan. The point was to become him. As Ethan is watching this absolute horror show on his laptop, the Liam on the recording slowly turns his head. He looks directly into the hidden camera lens, and he whispers just 2 words. I know. The game is up. He knew about the camera the whole time. Ethan completely panics. He jumps up, runs for the front door, yanks on the handle, but it's locked. chained from the inside. He's trapped. And that's when the realization washes over him. This isn't his home anymore. It's a cage, and he's locked inside with the monster. Now, you might think the story ends there, with that terrifying confrontation, but it doesn't, because the real horror of this story is revealed in the final twist, the fact that this is all part of a monstrous, repeating cycle. In their final confrontation, Liam lays it all out. This isn't random. It's a cold, calculated formula. Step 1, find someone isolated and vulnerable. Step 2, study them obsessively. Step 3, erase their entire existence. And step 4, become their replacement. This isn't a crime he committed once. It's what he does. And the story proves it by jumping forward a few weeks. A new person shows up at that same apartment. They're nervous, a little desperate for a place to live. Sound familiar? The sense of dread is just overwhelming because you know exactly what's about to happen. The door opens, and the new tenant is greeted by a smiling, friendly face. A face that looks exactly like Ethan's. He holds out a hand and says, "Hey, I'm your new roommate." And your blood just runs cold. It's Liam, wearing Ethan's life like a costume, ready to start the whole nightmare over again. And that's really the question this whole story leaves you with, isn't it? It's this terrifying thought about trust and vulnerability, forcing you to ask yourself, how well do you really, truly know the people you invite into your home, into your life?